I said, I don't hear men.
I just said it's not about the man praising.
I didn't say that. Listen to what I'm saying. As a man, I
Yeah.
talk to other men. I never hear other men singing praises about how their woman, wife, girlfriend, baby mama, whatever her title is, was raised to be a value add to his life, and she's doing those things, or she's acquiescing to his request because you said I was raised to do whatever it is my man want, need, or whatever, however you said it. I don't ever hear men being in a position that they have that kind of woman in their life.
Well, we all
And
live.
my response to that was,
All live in the
I
same.
don't think.
Live in different. We live in different places. So just because you didn't hear it doesn't mean it's not happening. So, but that's your opinion, and that's cool.
To clarify, to answer your question, Will, I was saying I don't think my wife was raised specifically to be the way she is. It's something that I had to teach her on the way. So to your point, I haven't really learned to
I
anyone
can
yet.
agree with that. I can definitely agree with that. He has taught me a lot as well, and he taught me a lot about myself. He taught me a lot about being a submissive woman and everything. So he gets a lot of props for that as well.
I wanted to. What is your name? Picking. Hold on. Let me put my
Will.
glasses.
Will. Call him Will.
Well,
Will. Okay. So, Will, I wanted to basically say, like, I think it's just the men that you're around, because if it sounds like it's a man that's not happy with his wife. You know what I'm saying? If you're around a whole bunch of men that got women and they can't even say, like, or brag, not even just to be like crazy, but just to brag or just to be grateful, right? Because it's a team effort. One hand washes the other. You can't even say, like, all right, well, my wife come in, I got this, I got my dinner or whatever it is that she's making his life a little bit more easier. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not just the financial part, but she's taking some type of stress and making his life a little bit easier. I hear men say that, and I'm not even a man, but I do hear men basically speak positive things and say what their wife or what their girlfriend is contributing to their life.
that's not what I said. I didn't say.
That's how I maybe word it a little bit different, because that's how
I
I
hear you.
process it.
I'm going to respond to you to try to help provide clarity. I never said that men don't say that their women do things for them, that women don't add any value to them. I said, I don't hear men praising that their woman was raised this way and she's doing it. Now, women do acquiesce to their men and do the things that their man may request of them. And White just said he had to teach his woman. My woman does things for me. She adds value to my life. I've never made the comment that women don't add value to men's lives, but I've never met a man who told me his woman was raised this way, because that's what she said. She was raised to do this for her man.
Yeah, I was raised the same way.
You was raised how? To do for your man?
Yeah, because I seen my mom, how my
No,
mother
no, no,
treated my
no. What were you taught then? What specifically did they teach you to do for your man?
you guys just kind of you get to know your person, like, I want to say man, but your partner, right? Because it's a partnership. You get to know who your partner is, and you guys are a team. So whatever he lacks and you bring to the table, you get to know who. Let me, so I see your lips moving. Let me finish talking real fast, Will. You do these, damn, so you made me lose thought of a bit.
This way, you just got to
But
repeat.
what I'm saying is how you're raised, right? So what I'm saying is, like, how I see my mother and how I see my dad, right? And there was, like, for instance, we didn't have like gender roles in my household. We're Caribbean, right? We're American, but we're also Caribbean. My father was doing the cooking, my mother was doing the working, and it was vice versa like that, but they were a team. So it was just kind of like, it wasn't just saying like, oh, you have to cook, clean, all this other stuff for your man. No, y'all a team, and whatever he lacks, you make sure you pick that shit up, and that's what you doing. Whatever he lacks, y'all both kind of come together, y'all make gumbo in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all,
So when he
that's what I'm
lacks,
saying.
so when he lacks money, your job is to pay all the bills.
It's a team. I just said that. Yes.
I want it specifically, so he can just be a stay-at-home dad. You was raised to have whatever he lacks is your job to pick up that slack. That's what you're telling us.
Yeah, you want to know something? My father has never really had a regular 9 to 5. My mother was making way more money.
Said
Wait,
money.
listen to what I'm saying. Yes, what I'm saying is my mother was making way more money than my father, and my father was technically a stay-at-home dad, just cooking and stuff like that, right?
Okay,
But he still was the man.
so did they raise you? Did they specifically say if your man doesn't have money, it's your job?
You don't have to say those things though, because let me tell you, no, you don't. Let me tell you, 95% of conversation is body language. Kids don't just do what you say, they watch what you say. I mean, they watch how you act, right? So how you see your parents acting, you'll subconsciously get that in your brain. You're gonna say, oh, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do.
Okay,
It's
but
not always a verbal thing.
no, if you're saying you raised your children, you don't raise by just saying, I'm going to let them watch me, and that's me raising them. No, you
Oh,
have
God.
to be intentional about what you tell them, what you show them, and how you convey whatever they're witnessing to what it actually means. Because if you leave it to a child to think they understand what you're saying, what you mean, that child is going to walk around with a false sense of reality, because they're not going to understand the nuances behind why you did the parents did what they did. We don't raise kids.
I literally just said, right? My mother would say, hey, whatever, this is a partnership, right? Whatever you guys lack, you come together and you build each other up. How is that? You know what I'm saying? My mother was a straight shooter. She's not about to sit here and go all the way into details. We were super smart and we could comprehend very well. So she didn't have to go under and above and to get the point across. No. Hey, if this is a partnership, you know what I'm saying? This is what your father lacked. I'm going to be right there to help him. If I'm lacking something, your father is going to be there to help me. And that's how you make each other stronger. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a partnership. So I don't want to call it boyfriend or girlfriend, because I consider it a partnership. Right? We're building it. Right. That's my whole thing. You don't have to be super specific.
So I'm not going to try to dive into that. It looks like that conversation wasn't able to get nowhere. But what I saw was from the video, there's a woman who said they tricked us. What that tells me is she was not leaning on how she was raised, if I'm to add to what discussion that's already happening. So whenever you're not going off of how you were raised, you can be tricked into the boss babe trend. And obviously she was unsatisfied with the results. She wasted 10 years of her life. I think she said 10 years. 10 years of her life doing the boss babe, and she wasn't able to get the results she wanted. And that's the dangerous side of being impressionable. Everybody think impressionable is always a positive thing. Sometimes whenever you don't have the proper guidance, then that's when it can end up, you can end up on the negative side of impressionability. Because she was impressionable enough to be able to let herself be inspired and influenced by some type of trend to tell her, hey, you need to go ahead and get your degrees and get your own career. And then what happened? But from what I see, just to piggyback off of the discussion everybody had, she wasn't being raised right. Or she may have been raised right and she deviated, which in my experience in my line of work, this is what's typically happening. The women are deviating from how they were raised. If they were raised to, the traditional way, like, get in a relationship, get married, build from there.